So, if I don't know you and you don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. The name's TAYEE, that's Tay. How you doing, what's going on, and what's good? Alright, let's have a conversation about this guy. It's good news, it's good news. Wait, but don't click off, it's good news, I swear. I know we're all used to the, hey, remember Sonic 06 when this guy made his debut? Yeah. That fucking sucks! From a rocky relationship with Sega, from starting out and making his first official appearance in a game where it didn't have the best reputation, to making little off-screen appearances and little one-off appearances in later titles, to being able to repair that damaged and tainted reputation of Silver the Hedgehog without Sega even having to release an official title statement or even do anything, period. Today, I want to talk about what myself and many others inside of the Sonic community are considering the Silver Renaissance.
It's TAYEE.
August 30th, 2025. Twitter user CornArt3 would post art on the platform that would completely shape everyone's opinion of Silver the Hedgehog. You could even argue that CornArt3 is the whole co-signer of this Silver Renaissance that we might enter. And not only is he the co-signer, he might just be the starter. Because upon seeing this, inspiration struck the Sonic community. And it struck hard. This whole ordeal mainly sparked up because of a Twitter user named Sage_Veil_ on August 29th, 2025, who made a set of tweets just showing off the different, dialogue from the game Sonic Racing Crossworlds between characters. And one that the community found pretty interesting is this one set of dialogue between Sage and Silver the Hedgehog. Silver begins the conversation by saying, "There is no Eggman Empire in my time. This is your chance to change your ways and become a force of good." Sage then responds, "Your observation means I must work harder to ensure my father's vision becomes a reality." The Sonic fandom saw this, and boy did they run with it. I'm talking about fan art, more fan art, even more fan art. And did you think it was just fan art? No. You'd be horribly mistaken. You know how they say Nintendo, what's the saying? It's like, Sega does what Nintendo don't? Well, I'm not gonna lie. For years, the Sonic fandom has been showing up Sega with games like Project 06 and many more titles that I can't think of right now. But if you thought we were just gonna stop at fan art, you'd be crudely mistaken. There are people working on a Silver the Hedgehog fan-made game called Project Silver, which they even have a Twitter up for, which I will link in the description and show in the video. The Twitter handle is Project Silver 25, and by the time I'm recording this video, they even have an official Discord server up for it, which I will also link in the description for anyone that's interested. And now that I have caught you up and got you up to date on what this Silver Renaissance really sparked from, now I want to talk to you about something else. An issue that I could see getting in the way of Sega truly capitalizing on this idea. I've seen many people say that since Sonic 06, Silver would never be a mainline character, or he would never be taken as seriously as Sonic and Sonic's counterpart Shadow the Hedgehog are, as they are seen as rivals. Silver's kind of just the odd man out. People would never see Silver in the light of day and give him the opportunity to become a mainline character. But he can be. Silver 100% most definitely can be a mainline character. And for anybody who wants to refute this, allow me to state my case.
It's TAYEE.
It's 2001 and the date is June 19th. Sonic Adventure 2 has just released globally, worldwide. The expectations are high, the hype is real, everyone is expecting Sonic Adventure 2 to be even better than Sonic Adventure 1 was. Sega is getting ready to introduce a new character to the world. A character they're not sure if will be a hit or if it'll be a miss, but they're willing to take the hit and see. This character was none other than the iconic
My name is Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Farewell!
Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow was an immediate hit with fans. He became one of the most popular characters in the Sonic franchise after his introduction in Sonic Adventure 2. Hell, he was so popular they had no choice but to bring Shadow back for later titles in the Sonic franchise. But there was one consistent problem with Shadow that remained throughout the years. It almost seemed like Sega didn't know what to do with him at most times. In Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow was this extremely dark and cool badass who was clearly Sonic's counterpart, who truly believed he was the ultimate life form and wasn't afraid to show it. Fast forward to Sonic Heroes, and now Shadow is battling with self-doubt because he doesn't believe if he truly is the real Shadow or not. And we can fast forward even more to when Shadow got his own official game titled Shadow the Hedgehog, where there's just so many multiple endings and stories you don't even know which one is the real canon Shadow. And it almost felt like Sega was playing it safe when they made Shadow the Hedgehog. It was like they said, hey, let's just give him multiple endings because we don't really know where this is going to go. And you can see that in the game itself. For years and years and years, Sega didn't know what to do with Shadow the Hedgehog. That, of course, was until Sonic Shadow Generations released. A game that would not only shape Shadow's past and his future, but it would mold his present. And a fair warning, I am going to be talking about the content inside of Sonic Shadow Generations, so if you don't want to get spoiled, or if you haven't played the game yet and want to experience it for yourself, I would highly recommend you go do that, and then come back and watch the video, or just skip ahead to when I start talking about Silver again. Now let's talk about why Silver could work through Sonic Shadow Generations. Let me just say this right now, I absolutely adore Sonic Shadow Generations. I already adored the first base Generations because it was the first ever Sonic game that I played. But when Sonic Shadow Generations got released, I thought, okay, it's just gonna be a little collab game. Shadow might get a little campaign. A campaign is what I wouldn't call this. This is a love story. This is a love story straight from Sega, where they acknowledge Shadow's past, his future, and the present state of Shadow the Hedgehog, all intertwined into one beautiful, compelling story involving elements from all the different timelines and eras in Shadow's life. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this too much. I want to get to the major points because if I don't, this will turn into a video about how much I love Sonic Shadow Generations and not focus on the Silver Renaissance. So, let's keep it on topic, concise, and hopefully as short as possible to get back to the main topic. Throughout all of Shadow's time inside of the Sonic franchise, he's always been this edgy, dark, and just looming figure that's supposed to be the ultimate life form and Sonic's counterpart, but that often gets lost in transition. And one thing that doesn't get lost in transition, that is one of the key components to Shadow's lore and his character, is Maria Robotnik, Gerard Robotnik's daughter that was killed on the Space Colony Ark right in front of Shadow. For years, Shadow's entire character has been mourning Maria and not getting over the loss of losing her, especially being reminded many times of that loss. But in Sonic Shadow Generations, Shadow finally gets closure. He's finally able to move on from that. But the reason I'm using this game as my prime example is because not only does Shadow only move on from Maria, he quite literally frees himself from the chains of his past. Shadow fights many familiar foes from his past, such as the Bio-Lizard, Metal Overlord, Mephiles, and the final boss of the game, Black Doom. And I have to give Sega the credit because the fact that we fight all of these bosses in a white space, it makes them stand out more. When everything's white and colorless and there's no life, the only life inside of Shadow's white space are the things from his past that make him who he is. Quite literally in the final fight, while facing Black Doom, Shadow is also facing himself to make sure Black Doom does not take full control of him because he's using Black Doom's powers in order to navigate throughout the white space and gain new abilities. And after Shadow's fight with Black Doom, when everything clears out, the dust is settled, the storm has been weathered. We get this extremely beautiful moment between Gerard Robotnik, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Maria, which really feels like the closure Shadow has needed his entire existence.
Shadow? I knew you could do it.
Maria.
I'm okay. Really.
Professor, what's happening?
Without Black Doom's influence, the time anomaly is beginning to heal. We are returning to our own point in time.
I'll stop Rouge. Use Chaos Control. Stop this moment in time.
Shadow? No. I don't want to be frozen in one place in time. Besides, your friends need your help.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
I know I'll see you again. And if fate draws us apart, I will always be in your heart.
Maria. Wait.
I know. Trust me, I know. I know why you're all cheering. You don't gotta say anything. I know you're all cheering for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Hey, come on. Hey, ladies. Come on now. Come on. I'm trying to finish the video type shift. Come on, man.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Alright, but in all seriousness, I do believe this would be an extremely missed opportunity on Sega's behalf. This is such an easy layup, there's no way they don't put it in the basket. There's no way this goes unnoticed. This Silver Renaissance is a lot bigger than people think it is. And for the people that are arguing there'd be no passion put into it, if Sega doesn't do it, then the fans will. Because let me tell you, I've been seeing some stuff on Twitter. There are sets of people who are literally making original soundtracks just based off of the fan art and images that we have seen of Silver the Hedgehog. And not only are they making OSTs and soundtracks, even though those mean the exact same thing, I have seen someone make a fully new 2025 Silver the Hedgehog model inspired by the fan art. And remember that game I told you about, Project Silver? Yeah, that game, it's not just a one and done. The devs are actually committing to the game. This could be not game of the year, but in terms of inside of the Sonic fandom, this could be the spark of something new, something original for Sega. And one more counterpoint before I get ready to end this video real quick. I truly do believe there is something new that can come from this. Something that I feel that we've been all craving. Originality. Now, bear with me, because in a couple of moments I will counter myself and become a little bit of a hypocrite by saying, you know, oh, we need originality in the Sonic fandom. I'm about to, like, become a hypocrite in a couple of moments, so I'm just pointing that out now. Bear with me. And I would rather call myself out on that than have someone in the comments be like, oh, hey, I noticed you said this and then did this. Yeah, no, I'm calling myself out on that. I will become a hypocrite in a couple of seconds. But we are in the final stages of this video. The finale, I would like to call it. So, buckle your seatbelts, fasten tightly if they weren't already fastened, because we are reaching the final parts and final words of this video on why I believe Silver the Hedgehog could work. This fandom is a prison. A phrase often said about many different fandoms, whether it be from a TV show, whether it be from an anime or a video game series, it does not matter. If there is a fandom for that said community, there is a chance this phrase has been said about that fandom already. I said fandom a lot of times. And regardless whether we want to admit it or not, sometimes in the Sonic fandom, that prison can transform into a 5-story mansion with a bunch of different people in the community coming together to showcase their skills that we didn't even know existed. The Silver Renaissance is a prime example of that. And I mean like prime example, like Sonic Prime example, alright? Because you have to listen to this. This OST that I mentioned earlier in the video, if you were paying attention, that was made by these people are absolutely insane. Here's the first one. This first OST was made by Zayla, and honestly, you just gotta listen to it for yourself. In my opinion, it has a mix of different elements. The bass reminds me of something straight out of Jersey, like a subgenre of Jersey club music. And the whole thing just captures the essence of a world that doesn't exist. And I think that is perfect for Silver the Hedgehog.
Next up, the Tropical Resort.
You get the point. You get the point. And not only is he the only creator making OSTs, there are 2 other people I want to talk about. And before anyone says anything, yes, I did get permission from all 3 of these amazing, creative, talented people to use their works in my video. Now, the next person that I want to talk about for their OST is BlurstAlt on Twitter. Now, this OST I really want to talk about because it is a remix to what I believe is one of the best stage themes in the entire Sonic franchise, which is Radical Highway. An amazingly handcrafted OST nonetheless. I love the energy in this one. It really does feel like a chase sequence, which is what they were going for. Now, this next OST is by Eden Essence, and this one is a lot different compared to the other 2, which I'm glad, because it really gets to showcase the range and what everyone's creative process is and how it's different. This one sounds nothing like the other 2 that I've just showed you. A hauntingly beautiful OST. If I had to give my honest opinion on it, it reminds me of something straight out of Nier Automata, which is one of my favorite video game series of all time aside from Sonic. Now, with all of the information that I have just presented to you, and that we are on the final part of this video, I want you to sit down and think. Really scratch your brain and tell me, why hasn't Sega done anything yet? I am a procrastinator, I will say that. But this video, the first ever lines I recorded for this video were recorded in October. I had the concept for this idea in September, because that's when I originally started seeing all the stuff, the OSTs, the fan art, and it just kept going as the year began to end. So I said, you know what? Let me not be in a rush to do this. I'm going to take my time with this one, because I want to see if Sega will stir the pot a little bit. If they'll get a little adventurous and see if they can capitalize on this idea. The time I'm recording this, It is 12:19 p.m., February 2nd, 2026. I began recording this in September the 9th of 2025. Sega, what are we doing? Why aren't we doing anything? I want to leave you with these final words. Silver the Hedgehog as a character has been overlooked, overshadowed, underutilized. Any word with a negative connotation that means to not be appreciated, that applies to Silver the Hedgehog. I've seen so many people make these arguments that Silver can be a kick-ass character. He can be up there with Shadow and Sonic, if given the chance. We know that Silver can be up there with Shadow and Sonic. All the people in this video that I've showcased, whether it's artwork, OSTs, or 3D modeling, or game designing, they know Silver can be up there with Shadow and Sonic. We want Silver to be up there with Shadow and Sonic. So why isn't Sega ready to push that? Why isn't Sega ready to explore new horizons? Why isn't Sega wanting to push forward a narrative that can completely rebrand them and shape them into not having to depend on Sonic and Shadow anymore? They can have a new third man. Sega, the ball's in your court.